Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the next episode of Cooking with Chris. Today we're going to make some lion's mane crab cakes with some wild lion's mane mushrooms I found a few days ago. And I'll just give you a look at everything we're going to use to make these crab cakes. So we have the wild lion's mane mushroom that I found last weekend. Some olive oil, salt, pepper, lemon, lime, avocado, red and green pepper, red onion, a hard-boiled egg, and a raw egg. We have some bread, some pickles, and we're also going to need a little mayonnaise and a touch of flour. So we'll begin by cutting the crust off the bread. We just want the soft part of the bread. Ideally, I think actually, and I never use it, but soft, plain old white bread would probably be the best kind of bread to use, but I don't keep that in the house, so I'm going to use this 20 million seed bread that I have, and I think it'll work just as well. So we're just gonna dice that bread up. Fix the camera so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm only really making a couple crab cakes, so I need to keep reminding myself that I don't need that much of any one thing that I'm making. So I'll put about half of those cut up pieces of bread into one mixing bowl. Take the other half and put it over here in case I need to add some more later. And that just looks like that. Next thing, I'll add some bits of this wild lion's mane mushroom. And one of the most popular things people make with the wild lion's mane mushroom is crab cakes, and that's because it's said to have a crabby taste, but more, it looks exactly, I don't know if you've ever seen lump crab meat, but it looks exactly like and feels exactly like lump crab meat. So you just break it apart into little bits, kind of like you would do if you had real crab meat. Take some more. And this is just, if you could smell what this mushroom smells like, my whole kitchen smells like mushroom right now. Wild lion's mane mushroom is a mushroom that's choice edible, and it is believed to have very positive properties for brain function. Somehow heals axions, and there's a lot of studies going into someday being able to use it to help with Alzheimer's and other degenerative brain diseases. So here we have the wild lion's mane, and if I didn't tell you it was a wild mushroom, I could probably say this is the lump crab meat, and you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. But I'm going to move it on a little bit faster, or we'll be here all day. So those two things in the same mixing bowl. A wee bit of finely chopped red onion. And you want it to be chopped finely so that, well, I guess you could chop it a little bigger, but I choose to do a fine cut on the onion and actually a brunoise cut on the green pepper and red pepper. So for those of you who don't know what a brunoise is, you cut off one of the sides of the red pepper. And in order to get the dice super small, you cut off the thick, fibrous inside so that it's super thin and super red. As you can see here. You don't have to waste that. You can use it in something else. But for a perfect brunoise, you want each tiny dice to be almost exactly the same size. So that's why I cut off the membrane part. And then just very finely dice up the red pepper. And I garnish with this a lot too. Sometimes I call it, when I garnish with it, I say I'm garnishing with rubies, and you can see why. They kind of look like little tiny rubies. I'll add that to my mixture. And a little bit of green onion for flavor. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to make crab cakes. But I generally, when making crab cakes, I'll use onion, a little celery, a little green pepper, and a little red pepper. But you can certainly come up with your own recipe. I often add Ritz crackers to my crab cakes, believe it or not. It's quite nice to grind up some Ritz crackers and add that to the mixture too. I don't have any right now, so I'm not going to do that. But it's nice. Try it out. Alright, so we'll brunoise the green peppers, just like we did the red peppers. And I guess one might call these little emeralds. Brunoise of green pepper. Brunoise just means a very small, perfect dice in French. Don't get intimidated by the vocabulary. And a wee bit of celery. Also diced as fine as you can get it. It's hard to get a celery to a perfect brunoise because of the shape of the vegetable, but you can certainly get a super fine dice to it. Add that to our mixture. And then our mixture is almost done. We'll add one egg. We'll add a wee bit of flour. I don't like to add a lot of flour, but it does help to bind everything together. It kind of works like a glue for the crab cake. And a little bit of course, salt and pepper. We don't want to have a flavorless crab cake, although these vegetables and this wild lion's mane mushroom is so full of flavor. You could probably get away with not using the salt and pepper. You just kind of smoosh all that stuff together, and you're looking for the consistency of a crab cake. And if it's not quite getting there for you, you can add a little bit more of the bread mixture that I put aside that I didn't think I was going to need, but ended up needing. And a little bit more flour. And now it should all come together very nicely, and we'll be ready to make our cakes in just a second. Don't be afraid to use your hands and really get in there. And I'm going to show you what this looks like at this point. And I think you're going to be like, oh my God, that looks just like crab meat. Have a look at that. Looks just like crab meat. Acts like crab meat. A lot of people say it tastes like crab meat. I don't get that when I eat it. I think it's still a very woodsy, earthy, mushroomy flavor. Let's turn our fire up a bit. And we'll make some cakes. So here's one crab cake. Just kind of mush it into a cake. And we'll make another crab cake. And we'll make, since we have it, we'll make a third one. So I only meant to make one crab cake, but remember I was supposed to remind myself to keep reminding myself that I was only making one not pancake, crab cake. Well, now I have 3. But that's okay, you can never have too many lion's mane crab cakes. So our pan is hot. We'll add some water, some oil. And we'll put the crab cakes right in there to cook. You want these to cook for a while. Anytime you eat a wild mushroom, it's good to get a good cook on it. And next thing we'll do is we're gonna make a homemade sauce remoulade, which is just a fancy name for like a spicy tartar sauce, which requires nothing more than mayonnaise. Didn't have any pickle spears, but I had these bread and butter pickles, so I'm just going to chop those up. I'll show you the crab cakes in a second. So again, pretty small dice on the pickle. Add that to the bowl. Because what would a crab cake be without a little tartar sauce, right? So the next thing we'll add is a crushed up hard-boiled egg. Still a little hot. Cooked it just before I started filming the video. So what I do with that is just in my hand, instead of dicing it with a knife, I crush it. Crush it right into there. That way, it's a lot easier. And then if you want to make this spicy, you can add some hot sauce, some cayenne. Okay, let's not burn our crab cake. Let you have a look at those now. As you can see, again, they look exactly like crab cakes. 100% vegetarian. Cook the other side. Whoa, fire's trying to kill me. Turn down the flame a bit. And then we'll finish our tartar sauce and plate up. Beautiful. Smells so good in here. Alright, what else do we want to add to this? So I say you can add a little hot sauce or cayenne or whatever your favorite hot thing is to this, and then that's what makes it a spicy remoulade sauce, which again is just a glorified name for a spicy tartar sauce with egg. And then we take a fork, mix that all together. Take the egg out and the hot sauce, and you have a basic tartar sauce. The acid from the pickle and the creaminess of the mayonnaise is just a wonderful accompaniment to the crab cake. And I think that's why traditionally they're served with that. So what's next? I guess that's done. This is the finished product on the spicy tartar sauce, or the spicy sauce remoulade, if you will. Get these crab cakes done in a second. We'll start plating up. So a couple other things that I like to add with crab cakes. Sometimes I add avocado, definitely some lemon. Dill is a classic accompaniment. I have an avocado. Maybe we'll just use it as part of the dish somehow. Take that out of the avocado shell. Crab cakes are almost done. Slice the avocado thinly. And we'll just kind of use that somehow as a garnish. But also something you can eat that's delicious. All right. Put some microgreens on the plate. Everything looks cuter with microgreens. And we'll get out a crab cake. Place it right in the middle. We'll put the avocado on top. Ooh, that's beautiful. And a wee bit of tartar sauce. Or sauce remoulade, if you will. Some fresh dill. And some lemon. And we are finished. This is my, let me have a look at what that looks like. So this is the lion's mane crab cake with fresh avocado, spicy tartar sauce, microgreens, and garnished with lemon and fresh dill. We'll have a taste of that. And I already know what it tastes like because I've made this dish a bunch of times. Oh wow, so crispy. So that's what a bite of that looks like. You want to make sure you get some of the sauce, maybe a little bit of avocado, and just a squeeze of the lemon. Oh my God. So good. So nutritious. I can feel my brain healing itself. Absolutely amazing. I'd like to thank Gail for the awesome new cooking apron that she sent me. Thank you so much, dear. And other than that, try it out if you can get your hands on lion's mane. If not, make it with regular crab meat. Have a great day. Bon appetit. And if I don't see you square, I'll see you around.